intend to see ahead of 2027 is to have that process where, just like we go to the banks and we apply for our ATMs, the moment you register and you're eligible to vote, you're also giving your permanent voter's card. That will make it easier for more people to know that the system has become more seamless, because there are a lot of people that are still going to be disenfranchised across the nation because of difficulty in getting their PVCs. Some that have not been able to see their PVCs, they can't get a reprint before the time actually elapsed, which is just few days away. I mean, we're talking about the 5th of February. But so far, you see people that really, really want to be a part of the new Nigeria that we are all working and praying for by exercising their civic responsibility in the course of these forthcoming elections. So I want to commend my constituents for what they've done, and I want to tell them that the last 3 days to the end of this collection of PVCs are the most critical for us. So if you are still out there, which I know there are a lot of people who are even right now on the queue trying to get their PVCs, please don't relent. Whatever you are doing today will be worth it all when you have real representation across board for you, that will give you the real dividends of democracy in the next 4 years.
All right. What would you say in terms of INEC's preparedness? Do you think INEC is prepared enough, or do you think INEC has fared enough with the distribution? Because we're getting reports every day, and we're getting mixed reports. And in fact, a listener sent us a video a few days ago, and the woman in position of the PVCs, whether she's an ad hoc staff or an INEC staff, whatever it is, was demanding 1,000 naira before she would give it, and saying she had to transport herself to the local government headquarters. The question is it in our place to pay that money, or it's your job that you're doing? And so we've tried to get INEC to respond to things like this, but as a contestant, as a flag bearer, how would you gauge INEC's response or preparedness to, or the performance to this PVC distribution?
So for me, it's above average actually, but there's a lot more that INEC needs to do. You know, just like you said, there is still a lot of mismanagement and ills that goes down the system between the people who actually are doing the real job on the field and the people that comes to collect their PVCs. I mean, that was not a dotted video like they would like to say. That was a real live video, something that happened for real, which INEC should live up to its responsibility to be able to get such people, prosecute them. In fact, you can actually dismiss such a person. It will now serve as a deterrent to other people to know that this is a serious job, and you don't take things as serious as the people's PVC that helps them to be able to exercise their franchise for the candidates of their choice with such levity about bringing money. You know, when we talk about corruption in every society, it is what people do in every level of authority that sums up the corruption that we have in Nigeria today. But INEC has done well, and really they can do much more.
All right, INEC has done well, and they can do much more. That's the words of Honorable John Alphabet. But again, one more question before we get into the crux of your conversation. Again, I know it's outside your party conversation, but we see a lot of things going on now with the ruling party. We see that there are underlying tones as to if the president is with the candidate, and some of the president's actions may just seem like he's not with the candidate. He went to one of the campaign grounds and he said, do not vote criminals. He also said, vote for people who would work. I mean, we've seen antecedents, and we've seen outgoing office holders campaign and they are direct when they speak to the electorate about voting for their party man or party woman. We've also seen the candidate of the APC speak about the petrol situation, and also speak about the redesign of the Naira note as if it is targeted at him. We've also heard the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, a few days ago on national TV say that there are elements in Aso Rock who, after the primaries, were disgruntled and did not want or do not want to deliver the party back to Aso Rock in the next elections. Now, many have said that this is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy to put a certain light out to the public, so that when they rig their way in, we would say, after all, they were quarreling, so it means it was a free and fair election. And then they say, no, the presidency is not at par with the candidate of the APC. What's your take on this?
There's a lot of things that is being reviewed from the ruling party, which Nigerians must take with every sense of seriousness. In the first place, it tells us that when somebody is in government and he has failed in his duty of governance, he knows. What you're seeing right now, that is what is actually coming to the fore. That there are people in the ruling party that knows that the party has not done well, and that their candidate right now doesn't have what a lot of them will consider as a pride for them to promote as the person to succeed the man who is also there, even though he's on the same political platform. So whether it is internal crisis or whether it is political, one thing is clear: the president have told Nigerians that I'm not comfortable to market the flag bearer of my party. And a lot of other people too who are also saying the same, that we are not comfortable to market the person that is the flag bearer of our party. So even though he's on the same platform as our party, he's not the best choice for Nigeria. And this is not just peculiar to the APC. You have the same challenge even with the PDP as well, where you have governors, whether it is G5, whether it is G10, that are not comfortable to also promote the standard bearer of the party for president, but are going about campaigning for their party for other candidates vying for different positions. What does it bring to fore for us as citizens? It is telling us that the era of voting for a political party from top to bottom, because you're a member of that political party, is gone. So for these 2023 elections, you must see who is the best candidate for president. And now I have to narrow down to Abuja. Who is the best candidate for Senate? Who is the best candidate for the House of Reps? Both for Amak Buhari and for Abuja South. And I can tell you that if you do this analysis very, very well, you will see that these people are not on one political platform. They are in different political parties. So the onus lies on us as candidates in these elections to also campaign, to make our campaign issue based. Like for me, I might be running ahead of myself, but I can tell you that for House of Reps, I'm not campaigning for Senate. I'm not even telling you vote for my party for president. But I can tell you that for the House of Representatives, for Amak Buhari as it concerns us, I am the best candidate.
So are you saying that we may likely have a scattered kind of vote this time? That is, we may have the electorate vote for a different party for president, a different for governorship, a different for federal House of Reps. Are you saying it will not be systematic the way it has always been? It
will not be. And I listened to one of the spiritual leaders or religious leaders in the city of Abuja, for instance. There's a video that has been going around of him talking about how he went on the street, and people are asking, who are you going to vote for president? They made mention of a different political party. For Senate, they made mention of a different political party. And even for the House of Reps, they made mention of a different political party. And because you're of my demography, there's a whole new movement going on right now called the Obedient movement. You see, Obedient is not the same as Labour Party.
That's
Obedient is a candidate-driven movement that people have bought into his vision because they see Peter Obi, who is of the Labour Party, as the best candidate for president. So everybody who is a part of the Obedient movement will tell you that it is Peter Obi or none else. But they cannot say the same thing for the Senate or the House of Rep candidate of the Labour Party. So I have people who are Obedient for president, who are YPP for House of Reps.
So let's now talk about that. Are you cashing out on that revolution now? Because there's a revolution going on.
Absolutely. I am. And without hesitation, I'll tell you, there are a lot of people who have gone to engage. Even there are people in APC today. There are people in PDP today. There are people in ABGA that have met even their candidates who are running for different positions within and outside of Abuja. They have seen me and said, no, for House of Reps, I think I have to listen to this YPP guy.
Does your party have a presidential candidate?
We do, actually. We do have, whose name is there in INEC. But who have...
Wouldn't that be termed anti-party activities?
So presently, I'll speak to you because I'm a real progressive. And why we join the Young Progressive Party, which is the name of my party,
yes,
is because it is not just about young people. We have a lot of young people that are not progressives, but it's a coalition of young progressive minds who believe that the opportunities that are there for us as young people, politically, the door has been shut. So if you look at the logo of my party, it is the map of Nigeria, and in the logo there are two open doors, which tells you that there is a party that believes that the opportunities that are there for Nigerians, for young progressives, should be open to all, regardless of your tribe, regardless of your religion, regardless of your political or economic status in the society. And that's what YPP is doing. And when the door is open and you have opportunity of getting into that door, what you should bring in is productivity. So you will see a hand holding a green leaf, which tells you that what you should bring out of this opportunity politically should be productivity to the people. And that's what I represent. So you see that people are happy these days to even see the candidate coming to talk, and he's not campaigning for every candidate on his political platform from top to bottom, but he's talking about himself and telling you, I see a better candidate for president in this political party. Vote for him. We've gotten to that point in 2023. So I can't imagine what 2027 will be like, because it will be much more. And I can tell you that in this election, you are going to see the National Assembly having one of the greatest mix in terms of political parties winning elections.
Is that what you think?
Yes, you are going to see the same thing even in the State House of Assemblies as well. And you are going to see even at the governorship level. Of course, we are going to have just one president.
Definitely.
Do you get that? So, but that will make Nigeria win at the end of the day, because it will be not so much of a party manifesto, it will be a Nigerian agenda, and that's what people are yearning for.
All right, let's get to some more direct conversation now. You are coming out for the House of Representatives, Amak Buhari Federal Constituency. Apparently, you've lived in this area for at least more than 10 years.
Much more than that.
Much more than 10 years.
Yeah.
And that gives you every legal right, according to our constitution, to vie for that office.
That's right.
Now, what... I know a bit about your political antecedents. I know you contested for councillorship at some point. That was 2 or 3 years ago.
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, it went well, but interestingly, before then, I've had the opportunity of serving as an SA for 1 year, which gave me a lot of first-hand.
Who did you serve as SA?
A chairman of a local government.
Okay.
You get? Which gave me a lot of first-hand experience of how grassroots governance is.
Okay.
But it also exposed me to the dichotomy that exists between what happens at the state and at the federal level and what happens at the local government level. And if they tell you politics is local, what it implies is that governance is also local. There is nothing that exists in our today world as the federal government. There's no jurisdiction. There is no geographical area called the federal government. What you have is state government. Then what gives the legality to the state government, what makes a state is the number of local government it has in it. You know, so if you're in Abuja now, you can't show me this is where the federal government is. You can only show me where FCT is. And FCT has 6 area councils. So whatever is happening as a federal government project, as an FCT project, is domiciled at the grassroots. But what has happened over time is that we get to hear about federal government project, we hear about state government project, that has little or no bearing with the real place or the people that makes up these states. And that's what is happening in Abuja today. So you have Amak, as you know it to be, and Buhari as the face of the capital. But what you know about Amak is just a few geographical areas that have been developed to become the municipal council. Do you know that Karishi is part of Amak? Do you know that Torozo is part of Amak? And that there are places that you will go to in this world that you will not believe that you are in the capital of Nigeria. It's a complete different world. There are roads. Just 3 days ago I was in Nyanya that is just being graded for the first time in Nyanya, that is a part of the capital of Nigeria. What does this tell you? It tells you that the people's representatives have not been proactive, have not been focused on making sure that what is the FCT doesn't just stop in Maitama, doesn't just stop in Asokoro, doesn't just stop in Wuse, but is all encompassing. In Buhari Area Council, for instance, there is a ward in Buhari Area Council called Igu. There is no telecommunication network there, but it's there in the capital of Nigeria. Immediately you veer off from Veritas University, there is no access road to Igu, Shere and Kawo. Just for a few days I started doing the road in Shere. Kawo has no police station. It has no police post. Don't even say police station. But it's a ward in Buhari Area Council that is also a part of the capital of Nigeria.
So is that what you would do differently if elected in the National Assembly?
That will be the focus.
Infrastructure.
Making the people become the people's representative. If I am their representative from 2023, I will make sure that the FCT administration know that these people need this kind of infrastructure. There are people that are existing in the federal capital that does not know the presence of a government. And there's so much resources in FCT that can do that. Beginning from the area councils that are not like the local government of the different states that we have in Nigeria. They can do much more than they are doing. But they also need a representative who will bring in creativity, who will bring in innovation, and who will be able to leverage on Abuja being the capital of Nigeria to make sure that things actually get to the places it matters most.
Okay, what would you do differently for healthcare, especially for primary healthcare? I know you've gone around as well.
Yeah.
You've seen a few things as regards healthcare, and I mean, it's in a sorry state. What would you do differently?
You know, interestingly, there are a lot of things that are not constitutional problems. And I have seen that, I have studied, I have worked with people. Primary healthcare, for instance, is no longer a constitutional problem. It is an implementation challenge. The Basic Primary Healthcare Act has long been passed into law, but its implementation has been so municipal that the people are not benefiting from it. I am a full advocate for primary healthcare, and that's why today I have a foundation called the Community Development Foundation Abuja, which by God's grace, when we are given this opportunity to represent the people, we are going to leverage on that foundation, since this is also in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. See how we can get both government and non-state actors to become part of this. There are people here, businesses in Abuja, socialites in Abuja, who will be willing to build community healthcare centers for communities here in Abuja, and will make it as their way of giving back to the community to immortalize their name. Today, like I said, you are my pair. If we take this kind of proposal to 3-4 young guys in Abuja here who are doing businesses in Abuja, who knows that this is the home that they've come to have and this is where they are going to be, they'll be willing. It doesn't cost much. And for me also, I will focus on making sure that if I have opportunity of doing constituency project, which is there for every legislator to have, you know, you liaise with the ministries, particularly the FCT administration, there will be no community in my federal constituency that will not have a primary health care in my 4 years of office. We'll use both the government, we'll liaise with people, we'll collaborate with local and global opportunities that we'll have to make sure that primary health care becomes something that is available to everybody in the 22 wards that represents my federal constituency, and that is doable.
All right, if you are just joining, I was speaking with Honorable John Alphabet, the candidate for the House of Representatives, Amak Buhari Federal Constituency from the Young Progressives Party, YPP. Amazing conversation there. Let's just play some bills. We'll be back and continue more, because again I have a lot to ask him. He's not an indigene, and is he having issues around that? Also, what are the bills he's planning to do or to sponsor when he gets into the green chambers? All of this conversation we'll have when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just 15,000 naira? Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. Hurry now.
Thinking about a show with an extra little spice? Crack your ribs and banter till you tire.
I can tell you got big energy.
The Midday Extra is a mix of fun, entertainment, and sick jokes to keep you jiggy all day.
They'll just find makeup, they'll even wear frontal.
Join Dennis Sucre and Mata every weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM for the Midday Extra Show. Peace out.
Alright, welcome back. This is Abuja Now, where we talk about issues as it concerns the FCT, and it's a safe place and a good place to bring in our friend Honorable John Alphabet, who is the Young Progressives Party flag bearer for Amak Buhari Federal House of Reps elections coming in less than 23 days, and we're back to continue our conversation. You also can be part of the conversation. 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. Be part of the conversation. You can call in and ask your questions or send me a message on WhatsApp 090-790-54450. Those are the numbers to be part of the conversation. Let's I go back to our guest now. We're talking the elections. We're talking in quotes, like the local parlance would say, non-indigent. Are you facing any form of segregation or difficulty because you're not originally from the capital city?
With all fairness, I will say that I haven't faced that, a form of discrimination or a hostility from the people, because I am not an original inhabitant of Abuja. I haven't faced that. And why for me? So 7 years ago, I also began a national integration movement, registered and incorporated with the Corporate Affairs, called Citizens First. Every tribe matters. Naira no get tribe. The greatest problem of the original inhabitants of Abuja today is representation. They are being marginalized. But if you look at it, their agitation is not just peculiar to the original inhabitants of Abuja. In every state of the Federation, there are tribes that are marginalized. There are some tribes that think they are more Nigerian than the other tribes. Actually, there's none. The Gwaris, or if you call them Gbagis, is not a new tribe in Nigeria. So there is a new discourse that people like us are championing, that every tribe matters and matters equally in Nigeria. What is good for tribe A is equally good for tribe B. What is good for tribe C is good for tribe Z. You know, so the narrative that we are beginning to change, which with my contest and the interactions I'm having with the people across tribe, across religion, is that Nigeria is not Wazobia. Today we have the return of the Benin artifact, which is a pride of Nigeria. But you agree with me that Benin is not captured in the Wazobia narrative, but is as big, as prominent, as formidable as any of the tribes in Nigeria. It is the same for your tribe. It is the same for my tribe. So what I think the Abuja original inhabitants is bringing to fore, which Nigerians must look beyond just people agitating for their right, is telling the larger Nigerian community that every tribe matters, which they may not have been able to capture it the way it is, but we've been able to capture it for them because I'm also marginalized. And that's why I believe that when I win this House of Representatives, one of the bills that outside of making it a law, we are going to make it a culture. Because I've seen that from experience, the Nigerian people are not really keen about obeying laws. They want to live a life. When we make citizens first, when we make the culture of citizenship to become our superior but common identity and make it cultural to the people, it will be more effective than just making it a law. So we are using the both approach to it. So the people need representation. What they need is what I also need. And the summary of what I call their need of representation is what I termed condition amendment. When we began this 3 years ago and began saying between constitution amendment and condition amendment, which one will you vote for? There are people here, and not just here alone in Abuja, in all the state of the Federation, that don't even know what the constitution amendment has been able to translate into in terms of their condition amendment. So these people need their condition amendment, and that can only be done by someone who does not see them as being different as citizens of Nigeria because of their tribe, but sees them as equal stakeholder in the Nigerian state. And that's what I'm going to bring to the fore. That's what I'm telling them, and that's who I am. So if I can begin to do this in the civil society space, when I'm given the opportunity to have legislative powers, I will promote it more as a culture and make it as a law. And make sure that every tribe is given what is due them and not marginalize them because they are few in number. That is even by our own calculation, because there is no tribe that can actually become a great nation standing alone. No tribe matters in isolation. Every tribe matters in integration, and that's one of the things I'm going to champion in the National Assembly.
All right, phone lines 09073530044 or 09087668888. You can call in and share your thoughts with our guests. Now let's talk about the campaigns proper. I mean, how has it been? Don't forget that apart from you, there are other candidates as well, and there is a drive amongst young people, not just to vote, but to contest. So you're not the only young person who is in this race. I mean, how has it been?
It's been very, very civil. Of course, we are getting to the last and very, very demanding phase of the campaign. But I also look forward to it remaining civil, remaining issue-based. Let everybody have a level playing ground, which I think to a large extent the Abuja politics has been able to model to other states. So if you look at the risks analysis that was carried out and just released by IAGA recently about states that have high risks of manipulations and even violence in the forthcoming elections, Abuja and I think Ogun State, and just 3 actually states in the whole of the federation falls under that minimal risk states. Yeah, so we have that here. So far the campaign has been very, very peaceful, has been civil. People are willing and looking forward to engaging with candidates. I've not gone to a place, in fact I've been on campaign that I basically came to a place, PDP were there, so we just decided to form, to also carve a niche for ourselves with our own people. There was no any form of even verbal exchange. I've also been on campaign where as I was going, the Labour Party was also coming in, and we all hailed ourselves as compatriots. Because at the end of the day, if you are in this for the people, it will not be something that you take on the next person, because it's also in for the people. And it's the people that will decide. So you do your campaigns, I do my campaign. If you were there before me, I'll wait for all the time that I have, or I just go to the next area, to the next community, to the next ward that nobody is there at that time, talk to them. When you are done, I can come back, and when I come back, I don't pick up from where you stopped. I come in to tell them what I am bringing. That's how the campaign has been for me. I don't come in to pick on a candidate. No, I just tell the people this is who I am, this is what I'm vying for. And as I keep repeating, I tell them what I'm vying for and the position I'm looking for, and the reason why you should vote for my party for this very position. When the other candidate comes and he speaks for himself and you see him as being viable enough, you can add him to your list of choice. But for me, it's one agenda: House of Reps.
Okay, a couple of messages here. Mike from Kubwa is saying, how would you deal with the issues of inroads in Kubwa, in some of the small settlements around Kubwa? I mean, I know that you've handled something like that. Maybe he wasn't tuned in when you, or maybe he wants you to shed more light on that. You know, inroads. For example, I think I can also relate, because there are places where you have, you know, that if this road is done, it would draw a lot of things to this particular community or this small area. And see, why I'm laughing for this kind of questions is that, again, the people have a perception about political office holders, and we try to sensitize them. But again, after you answer, I would ask you another one.
Okay.
How will you deal with that?
So basically, why I don't have the constitutional power to tar roads or to construct roads, I have the legislative power to liaise, to negotiate, to influence those roads at the area council level and at the national level. So how I'm going to deal with it is, immediately we win the elections and we have an FCT minister, I will sit down with the the 2 area council chairmen who are there right now. They are not running for offices, and we do a mapping of these roads and see how we can use the FCT administration to push them to give attention to these roads. We'll also see how there is something we are going to unveil in collaboration with the area councils. It is their Nigerian small cities in Abuja. In Buhari, in Kubwa, where he talked about, for instance, there are a lot of non-indigens in those areas. One of the things that I'm going to do is that we are going to see how we are going to excite people and government of the non-indigenous tribes that are here in Abuja to give back to the place that their indigens are and are thriving today, and also make a name for themselves. So imagine Lagos State Governor, for instance, doing a road in Kubwa and it is named after him.
Is that the style you want to adopt?
That is part of the style we are going to bring. There's going to be a lot of innovations and creativities that we are going to bring in. While I am not in an executive position, nothing stops me from doing this. And Lagos people in Kubwa will take pride that their governor knows that they are also in this place, which is part of Nigeria. They are making a living here, and it will become a challenge to other states. I was talking to a friend that imagine that we had opportunity of implementing this idea now that we have people like Governor Wike, Mr. Infrastructure. We'll see how he can do some street for us where Rivers people are, and they will have pride to see that, oh, our governor actually cares about where we are and is contributing to the development of the capital of Nigeria. To a large extent, that's how Lagos is being developed, by private citizens, by individuals, by other state government who knows that their citizens are there. So this is one of the unique things that we are going to bring.
So how would you cope with mindsets like this that believe that because you're a public office holder, you should do some of these projects that are originally not under your constitutional responsibility? Because they believe, so when you get into office and you pay us a visit, say in Orozo, or pay us a visit in Yanya, in Jukoi, and we have water problem, we believe that you should come and sink a borehole for us or draw a pipe on water for us. But constitutionally, that is not your responsibility. So how would you manage this kind of situation?
The education of voters and of citizens about the 3 tiers of government is something that a lot of public office holders don't do. So we are always faced with this challenge when it comes to election. And that's why I see a lot of people promise what they cannot do, because you are just focused on winning the elections. Winning the elections will give me a lot of opportunities to really educate the people on what we can do. But the other thing that the people also want to know is to tell you that whether you have the executive powers or not, government is one body. So as their representative, I will also show them how I can make a case for them, which is what a lot of people are not doing. Nothing stops me as their representative today to even go and pay a courtesy visit to the president and tell him there is a favor I want you to do for my people in FCT. They will be happy because you are speaking for them. What they don't have is that power, is that voice to make their voices heard. And that's what the representative of the people becomes.
All right, time is really not enough here. But one question before you leave. One question. Should you win the elections on the 25th of February 2023 and become our representative, will you decamp from your party?
Absolutely no. One, the present constitution does not even allow for that. When you win an election on a political platform, you must finish the tenure of that victory on the same political platform.
But there's a clause that if there's an issue at the national level, we have seen people ferment issues where there are no issues.
Beautiful.
And you will be in power. You would have the resources to ferment issues.
Yeah. So there is nothing wrong with any political party. There is nothing wrong with APC. The people that makes a party bad or good are the candidates and the people who win public offices on the political platform. But the future of the Young Progressive Party also lies in people like me. And what I intend to do is not just to win election on this platform, but to see how we can model this party to become a good template of a political party that every young Nigerian in other states of the federation will be proud to identify with, to run for other offices. So we are going to become the political party that basically exemplify and also promotes the not too young to run bill. Because if you have a progressive idea, you can run on YPP. And that's why I'm telling every young person out there that while you may have your choice for president and for other positions, for House of Rep Ahmad Buhari, your best candidate is John Alphabet, and I'm on the platform of the YPP.
20 seconds. Tell us why we should thumbprint on YPP on February the 25th.
I am young. I am visionary. The party has no encumbrances around it. The truth, the ultimate thing that I want to tell you is that when you vote for me, you will see condition amendment. You will have an active representative. You have an innovative leader. And the logo is the second to the last logo on the ballot. So it is easy for you to also identify. Thank you and thank you.
All right, thank you very much, John Alphabet, who is the flag bearer for the Young Progressives Party at the Amak Buhari Federal Constituency elections on the 25th of February. Thank you for coming again, for joining us.
The pleasure is really mine, Danny, and thank you for the great work you guys are doing.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. All right, SF Place to wrap things up here. I'll be back at 12 for some more conversation. Don't go anywhere.
You are about to experience Eagles